Welcome back to the GSL Code S. If you're just now joining us, it was actually a good best of 3 between Maro and Myunchik. The strats from Myunchik were, excuse me, the strats from Myunchik were pretty good, but Maro's control was just too strong.
Just everything about Maro was way too strong. You kind of just slammed him down. I hope that doesn't like throw Myunchik off and have him play poorly in his next match. But
yeah,
we'll
that can emotionally really hit you hard.
Because that was like
those were games he never even got to get where he wanted to get to win, or at least
that was like
strats
basically as bad as like when I play like a Code A qualifier and hit someone like top or impact. Like it just slammed from start to finish. Nothing goes right. Everything, you just die completely. And that could be depressing to someone loving.
It can hurt, man.
But enough of that. Let's see who's going to play him after this. It's going to be DRG going up against Paralyze. And again, I think that we're going to have to see how DRG is going to play this. Is he going to be in really good shape right now or not? Well, he's always in very good shape. But is he going to be top form DRG, or is he going to be the DRG that like kind of loses but puts up okay games?
Yeah, as of late, he's been the latter. He's been this guy who's definitely put up a good fight, and definitely somebody to get excited about in the group. But he was in the grip of death last season, so keep that in mind here. Paralyze, says he's confident, but also a little bit nervous here today. Round of 32 is actually quite stressful. You do want to get as deep as humanly possible in every Code S, so that the next season you're in a better position.
Indeed.
From there. So. Our map is going to be Frost.
Yeah.
Who do you think takes this, Artosis? I'm going DRG 2-1.
I mean, I have to side with DRG 2-1, but if Paralyze takes it, it won't super surprise me, because if you look at his team, he's got Sue as a Zerg player, and he's got like Classic and Parting and Rain on his team. Like, this guy has all the utilities in the world to learn from. Like, it's crazy.
He's got the super friends of Protoss.
He's got Boardwalk and Park Place.
Nice. All right. Going on to our second best of 3 here. Game number 1. Paralyzed against DRG here at GOMTV. All right. In the upper left, we have our Protoss player. He is
SK Telecom T1 Paralyze. DongRaeGu.
Got the tongue out. Means he's in the zone, Artosis. In the upper right, in the red.
MVP DongRaeGu. 박수호.
Do you have anything like any weird game faces you do? I guess you'd know because people watch your stream.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Not really. Like, I know that my Pinky does something funny on the mouse, I've been told.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like when I'm really concentrating, like it kind of like, I don't know.
It straightens out? Like,
something.
Like you're holding like a tea glass and it's tea time?
Something like that,
yeah,
I think.
Proper play.
I'll have to ask in Control. He makes fun of me for it every now and then. But yeah, I don't really recall. How about you?
I don't know. I think I get the Neanderthal brow. You know what I mean?
You basically always have that.
It's only when I look in the mirror and a picture, I'm like, oh, I've got to fix these, but... No, man, I don't think there's anything particularly weird I do when I got my game face on. I miss casting MVP when his mouth would be open. He was like the Baleen whale catching the nerd krill.
Yeah. Well, kind of interesting here. DRG opening with a pool first and not drone scouting. Now, DRG is a guy that basically always drone scouts and always checks for offensive cannons, and if you watch a lot of his games, you can deduct that and just never go for a cannon rush, because it will never work against DRG, ever, under any circumstances.
This is where you get like a meta of a player versus a player.
Yeah.
You just eliminate this from your build, and now he's the one looking around with a drone.
And the thing is, now DRG has... Because I feel like Paralyze might have done his homework. Because DRG, like, he didn't try for any cannon rush, which is super popular right now. And DRG actually just went pool first, so he's like kind of altering it, but still, this is another build you can't cannon rush.
Yeah. Also, cannon rushing just in general is so popular nowadays.
Yeah, it's...
even these ones that I'm looking at, I'm like, I don't even know if this is cost efficient, but, it's one of these builds where, once the Zerg loses that key position at the natural, it's really hard to recover in a normal game if Protoss does it right.
Yeah, indeed.
It's just really tricky.
It's so popular lately, though. I think it's about time for it to start rotating out as
I think so, yeah.
Get better against it. Really cute move there.
Yeah, that was
Seen
really
that
cute.
a little bit more lately. Protoss is sending out a second probe to make sure their first probe gets back alive. It's the rescue probe.
Yeah.
What's the name of that? When you like are the people in the helicopter that go out and save people that like are drowning or something?
Is there a special
Coast Guard.
Coast Guard.
Coast Guard probe. That's what that was.
Is that what the Coast Guard is? I thought that was one part of the Coast Guard.
Yeah, I'm sure
The
it's only one
helicopter,
part, but
yeah.
I don't know. I just remember it's some movie with Kevin Costner and
Thanks,
Ashton Kutcher in it, and they were Coast Guards. Sick movie, believe me.
Thanks. We got the Zerg's third almost finishing up here. The Stargate's starting up now. Paralyze. Now all this is pretty basic play. I mean, nothing really special or spectacular.
No, nothing fancy really standing out. It's I mean, kind of normal gas timings from DRG. The only interesting thing really so far this game has been the second probe coming out, and because that's just kind of like a new thing, and of course DRG going pool first, but those aren't something to write home about, not yet.
No.
We'll let you know when there's something worth writing home about. Your mom's gonna think you're weird though.
By the way, happy Mother's Day, guys.
Yeah. To the huge percentage of mothers watching this out of our fan base.
More likely for the large number of nerds who just had a heart palpitation because they realized they forgot.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God, I forgot about Mother's Day.
Yeah. Just tell them it's Mother's Day in Korea today.
I mean, really, that's
you go by Korean
that's
time
what this is.
GSL.
This is like actually the universal guy bro code. It's like when we're like, oh, happy Valentine's Day, and then some guy's like, oh, my God, thank you, dude.
Yeah.
You just saved me. I was going to be in so much trouble tonight.
Very true. All right, well, Phoenix is popping out. Yep, +1 on the way, as well as that robotics. Nothing out of the ordinary. It looks like a normal build here.
This is one guy's vanilla, the other guy's chocolate right now. Nobody's strawberry, nobody's cookie dough ice cream right now.
Yeah.
This is,
not at the moment, but you can always change flavors.
I don't know if we're going to have 3 scoops play here later on. I don't even think they're eating from the cone. I think they're eating from the plastic cup with the spoon.
I always did that as a child. I didn't like cones.
I didn't like the cone either. The cone is actually a sloppy, messy, pig nerd way to eat.
You have to like eat it at a certain speed.
Yeah, and you're like, you cold teeth. You've got the cold teeth. You have that some nerves. You're like, oh god, oh god. It actually makes me hurt just thinking about that sensation. Ice cream on like my front 2 teeth, like ah.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it's going to expand.
Yeah, this is generally what you're going to do if you're harassing light with Phoenixes, going quick robo afterwards. You obviously need to get that Colossus tech out right away. So it's about as quick as an expand as you can really get. In fact, if you look at it, this is like a build that I think it was Creator was really super well known for quite a long time ago. This is like the 2-century Phoenixes going into Colossus and getting a quick 3rd Nexus all at the same time build. And it's like, it's one that has just stayed around because it's so solid, gives you all sorts of tech roots and everything.
Yeah, it's quite good. Zerg just upgrading up, massing up these hiders now. Decent creep spread here, too. Got 10 hiders now on the way. The Phoenixes are backing up.
I think DRG, he keeps making hydras. It really looks like he's going to get aggressive here.
Yeah, I think he's going to try to hit this 3rd here. There's only 2 sentries there? Did I count that correctly?
Yeah. This is a very greedy version of this build. If you hit a really fast attack against this, you cancel that 3rd every time. But obviously Paralyze could see with his Phoenixes that wasn't going to be the case.
Well, the hydras are out now. It looks like he's going to take a 4th base here as well. Also making lings, so it looks like he wants to get a very specific timing here where he's going to hit hard and try to wipe out this 3rd. Now the hatchery here could either be used to make more, the 4th base I should say, can either be used to make more attacking units, or he just can drone up there. It really depends on how this attack goes on right here.
Now a lot of lings still being made, a lot of hydras coming across the map here. They don't have speed, so that's kind of nice, but with only 2 sentries and Colossus range not quite done yet, he has to be very careful how he chooses to defend this.
Okay, he's coming up now.
Nice walk around with that Colossus and army.
Keeping him in the back here. But this is a pretty nice spread here from the Hydras, and the Lings are going to come up here, and the Nexus is actually taking like a lot of damage. The cannon goes down, by the way. He really just needs to get the Nexus here, and really Paralyze is trying to keep as many units alive as possible. But This is a home run right here. I mean, he totally got exactly what he needed. Now he's going to run back. Funnily enough, both players are supply blocked here. The problem, though, is for the Protoss, he doesn't have any sentries here. So as you can see, the Zerg keeps backing up, and then he spreads out in this nice arc, and then attacks back in, which makes the Colossus splash damage there not useful. So then Protoss has to go back humiliated, try to make the third again. Meanwhile, that fourth is done for the Zerg, and there's a lot of different ways the Zerg can play it from here. We see the Roachwarren is the way he's going to take it.
It's good to get some solid, beefy units out there when your opponent basically just has Colossus plus Zealots, both of which they're going to do better against than Hydras and Lings. But
you absolutely have to have sentries against Roaches.
Yeah, you certainly do. And having killed that off, it's a smart thing to get that Roachwarren just for safety's sake. Now, to be fair, Paralyze defended that rather well. Like, yeah, he lost the Nexus, but for units, he really only lost 2 sentries. So his army's still like pretty reasonable. It's not exactly the composition you want, but he didn't lose like a ton of expensive units. So I would say that by far the worst part of this is just how late his third is now.
Yes, this is true. And it's a lot of less gas he's mining from there when you consider that Protoss really need to have that gas up and running at the third base. Now he's going to the Queen at the fourth, but although I really think this is going to be a tough base for the Protoss to ever actually attack unless he has a Warp Prism come over here.
Yeah.
The position's actually really awkward to hit.
Well, I think just doing some harassment there is fine. Just the thing is, Phoenixes are not all that useful. The only way that those are going to become useful again is if there's a switch into mutas. And that's definitely something DRG has been known for in the past, but he can't be worrying about that right now with such a slow third base. He's got other things to worry about.
Yeah, yeah. DRG's coming right outside the gates here of Paralyze's third base here. DRG's also almost maxed out, and he's got the fourth up and running. We see a few more gateways coming here from Paralyze, but right now, Paralyze is in a tough spot because DRG could opt to hit here again, and he could opt to just have the Zerg army go around the bottom here and wait for the Protoss to leave while Zerg takes another base, for instance. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to play this. We see the Vipers coming out. Artos, I think he's going to go in here for a kill move.
Yeah, he wants to, for sure, but there are High Templars out, so if he gets a good Side Storm and a couple good feedbacks down, he's not going to die here. The only thing that scares me is he only has 1 sentry.
Good time warp.
That's a nice time warp. Time warp is worth quite a few force fields. And here we go. The High Templar's coming out. Can they get those feedbacks off?
1 feedback.
Okay.
Nicely done. Again, they're not casting a storm, though. This is a big ground army, and by the way, those Colossi were not attacking for most of this. The Harpoon gets the first Colossus. I think he just closes it out here at Tosis. I mean, you could see there was a lot of dancing back and forth there to try to not lose those, or try to feedback those High Templars, but meanwhile, this ground army was doing all the damage in the world. Nice, pulling in those Void Rays as well as that Colossus. Ooh. Oh, is he going to get away?
Well, it looks like, yeah, that Colossus may, in fact, get away.
But meanwhile, this Zerg army has almost entirely been remade, so he goes back here to the rally point, just reloads his army. By the way, Greater Spire almost done.
You know what? I really like this reload with Corruptors as well, because he specifically pulled in the Void Rays.
Exactly.
So, without those there, this army is like really, really weak right now from Paralyze. Yeah, it seems like DRG has just gotten the upper hand too many times here, and you know, even though Paralyze did end up getting to mine from his third base, he definitely lost some probes there. He definitely lost a bunch of mining time as well. He lost enough of his expensive units in that last battle as well. Whereas DRG on these 4 bases, look at this, 202 supply at the moment.
Yeah.
How did he do that?
How? He's a wizard. How can he do these things? Well, here come the Zealots just hitting here in the main. Now, there's a Protoss probably could just attack now and try to do a kill here now that Brewlords are done, but he'll go back up here. This is the safest way to do it. Just kill this off.
Yeah. Like, these Zealots actually did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I think they got way more kills than they should have. He should have just pulled out.
Yeah, DRG, it almost feels like that was lazy of him, to be honest. That was like a very lackluster defense. Didn't really try to run
That was almost one of these, like, I don't want to really deal with this right now, but I guess I'll 1A my army over here, and then I should just kill him.
I'm too busy being maxed out to go up and deal with that. I'm like, well,
actually,
I don't know.
super saturated as far as supply goes.
Yeah. Well, he is adding some additional spines all over the place to kind of deal with these harassment moves, realizing that, you know what, that's one of the only ways to lose this is by getting attacks shut down while being harassed.
Yeah.
You know, still a pretty good army here, but those Broodlords, I don't know that this is going to be killable. Like, he doesn't have enough High Templars to deal with all this. He has to deal with Vipers and with Broodlords with those High Templars.
And, I mean, this army is just, of Broodlings is just chewing through everything. Some nice blanketed storms there.
Quite nice storms.
Despite that, the Broodlords rather remain. Yoink,
Well,
yoink, yoink.
that's just about that.
GG. Nicely done. DRG really convincingly taking out Paralyze.
Yeah, you played that very well.
What map do you think DRG is, or excuse me, Paralyze is going to pick for game number 2?
This is a really hard question for me right now. I don't know, because that's actually the map that we see picked a lot of time in PvZ. I hope that he has a secret map up his sleeve where, you know, you might not be ready for a strategy he has there, because if on a map like Frost in those positions, which is kind of what Protoss is looking for,
yeah,
you get kind of throttled like that, then you're not going to have much of a chance. You know, DRG definitely did outplay him significantly there.
Overgrowth is going to be his map.
What?
Yeah.
These must be preset. They have to be. You don't... That's what Zerg chooses against Protoss.
Have they been preset this season? If so, we
normally do picks.
Yeah, that's what I thought. We're normally doing picks here. Well, maybe he has some kind of weird strategy.
Thing is, you can always count on Overgrowth being map 3.
That's true, too.
Because Zerg always has chosen this. Anyways, we'll see.
The match is actually loading up now. So Overgrowth, it's going to be Paralyze Protoss against DRG Zerg. I got to say, that last game, DRG looked very solid, very convincing. I think Paralyze needs a little bit more of a tighter build, more well-rounded build.
Yeah,
he took a small risk there, and it totally didn't pay off. DRG saw it, exploited it, punished it, and put him down where he's behind right now in this best of 3. Anyways, let's start game number 2 here between Paralyze and DRG.